Butter is already good, but this makes it better. Compound butter is just butter leveled up. It's one of the easiest things to add big flavor fast. It's also a great way to use what you already have and make something that feels like a restaurant upgrade. Whether you're finishing a steak, tossing pasta, or just making toast, compound butter adds depth, richness, and that little something extra. Hi, friend, come on in. If you've ever had restaurant style garlic bread or that rich, melty butter on a sizzling steak, chances are you've already experienced compound butter. It's just butter with flavorings, like herbs and spices, or sweet or savory mix ins, and it can completely transform a dish. And the best part, it's incredibly easy to make at home. I am using fresh thyme and oregano from the garden. To strip the leaves, I run the stems through the small holes of a box grater. It's quick and efficient. This can be done by hand. Simply run the herbs through your fingers against the leaf growth. A rough chop breaks the leaves down further. I want about 1 tablespoon of each. For the garlic, 3 to 4 cloves is plenty, depending on how garlicky you want it. A microplane turns it into a paste, which helps it blend more easily. Raw garlic in butter can taste sharp, even spicy. Mincing it finely or using a microplane breaks down cell walls, releasing allicin, the compound responsible for its strong flavor. The smaller the pieces, the more pungent, and the more it spreads through the butter. If you don't like raw garlic, try roasted or confit garlic. Otherwise, mince it as finely as you can. Larger chunks will add a bite of heat, which some people like. I'm doing a mix of both. In a bowl, I'm creaming half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter. You can do this by hand or with a mixer. Just be sure to scrape the beaters well as they hold onto a lot of butter. Then I add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you're using salted butter, go lighter or skip it. This is to taste. Butter is more than just richness. It's an incredible flavor carrier. Fat molecules absorb and hold onto aromatic compounds from herbs, garlic, and spices. That's why a compound butter can taste even more flavorful the next day. It's had time to absorb and marry those flavors. Add in the herbs and garlic and mix until it's uniform. This butter is perfect for garlic bread, pasta, grilled veggies, or melting over a steak. And it'll keep in the fridge for up to a week or in the freezer for months. To store it, I'm shaping it into a log using parchment. Tip: if your parchment keeps curling, scrunch it into a ball and flatten it. You can also store it in a small container or even plastic wrap if that's what you have. The longer the butter sits in the fridge, the more those flavors intensify. It's like a marinade. Herbs and aromatics slowly release oils that mingle with the butter fat, giving you deeper flavor the longer it sits. Next up is sage and sun-dried tomatoes. I have a small herb garden that I picked these herbs from this morning and I gave them a quick wash. I gently pinched off the sage leaves from the stem. You can chiffonade the leaves by stacking and rolling them like basil, then slicing thinly. I just rough chopped them today. I am aiming for 1 tablespoon of minced sage. For the sun-dried tomatoes, I keep them in the freezer until I need them. I like to dehydrate cherry tomatoes for tossing in salads. I only dehydrate mine until they're soft and chewy, like a raisin. That texture, while great for salads, also makes them easier to chop and mix into butter. I am mincing up about 1 tablespoon. Into the softened butter, I add the salt, sage, and tomatoes. Mix thoroughly so the color and texture are even. If your tomatoes are packed in oil or salted, be sure to taste before adding extra salt. If you forgot the salt like I did, you can still mix it in later. Just be sure to re-roll your butter log. Chilling the butter not only helps it firm up for slicing, it also sets the flavor in place. You'll get clean pats that melt slowly, releasing flavor in every bite. This butter is amazing on pasta, stirred into risotto, or even used to rub under the skin of a whole chicken or turkey for roasting, or topping a pork loin. For the last version, I'm making a sweet butter, cinnamon sugar. I start with half a cup of softened unsalted butter, then add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, or make your own like I did here with 2 tablespoons of white sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of molasses. My cinnamon is a little older, so I'm using a generous teaspoon. Stir well, breaking up any sugar or cinnamon clumps. This butter is great on toast, pancakes, cornbread, or warm dinner rolls. It's sweet, spiced, and a cozy treat on cold mornings. Once all your butters are rolled and chilled, slice them into small rounds. These pats are easy to portion, freeze, and use as needed. Garlic and herb, perfect for garlic bread or finishing roasted potatoes. Sage and tomato, try it melted over hot pasta or stirred into a creamy soup. Cinnamon sugar, spread on toast, pancakes, or warm muffins. Compound butter is a great way to use up small amounts of herbs and reduce food waste. And once you get the hang of it, the possibilities are endless. You can try variations with garlic and chives, lemon zest and pepper, a pesto swirl, blue cheese and thyme, or even something with chili flakes or roasted peppers. Or try a chocolate version with cocoa and fresh mint. If you try this, let me know your favorite combinations in the comments so we can all get new ideas. You'll find a printable recipe sheet available in the show notes. It's available on Patreon and Ko-fi as a free plus download. If you love simple pantry staples and versatile kitchen tips, hit that subscribe button. I've got more delicious ideas coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me.